Today's video, G.I.Joe Classified Series number 50, Crimson Guard on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
Hey out there in action figure land, the Sheriff and Way I Got It Figured back with another G.I.Joe Classified review. This time we're looking at the Crimson Guard. I've had these guys for a couple of weeks. This one, I have another one. And as we get closer to the holidays, it just becomes harder for me to get things up in a consistent manner. I do apologize for that, but I am, I'm still here. I'm still churning out videos. So we have the Crimson Guardsmen here in this package. Some pretty nice artwork there. He's got some accessories. Looks like an M16 with a bayonet, a sword, a knife, a sheath for the sword, pistol, and a magazine for the M16. A black backpack. I would have expected it to be red, but I get it because the upcoming retro card version has a red backpack. I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. So you got some further artwork here on the side, the Crimson Guardsmen, the current box back, and his stats and collector number. So he's got Covert Ops 1, Explosives 1, Infiltration 2, and Sabotage 2. And of course, he's number 50 in the series. All right, we're not gonna spare the horses. We're gonna get this guy out of the package and see what we're dealing with. All right, so here we got the Crimson Guardsman out of his package. He comes with a few accessories, quite a bit of accessories. Some approximations of the 1985 action figure, and then some extra. So first, we've got the black backpack, as I mentioned. It looks like the Crimson Guardsman backpack. The 1985 figure, of course, had a red backpack. But this one is black. It comes with this blade knife. I don't know whether to call it, I don't know if I would call it a dagger, but it's serrated. And it's got like a little cobra thing there. You can see that. Overexposed. He comes with this Beretta style handgun, which he can holster. A sword, which almost gives me that sort of Civil War type of sword vibe. Pirate ship or maritime captain sword. And of course, a sheath for the sword. And last but not least, he comes with this assault rifle, which looks more than vaguely like an M16. And then there's a magazine for the M16, which you install there. I said it for Sergeant Slaughter, and so I'm gonna say it for this. Switching over to like a NATO weapon for Cobra. Not to say that they couldn't use it or couldn't get these or whatever, but it's like a staple American weapon. I think it's odd that they didn't just make the AK-48 style weapon that they came with. Actually, I think it was actually an AK-48 that they came with back in 1985. I don't know why they had to kind of go American with this one, but it is what it is. I don't hate the weapon, I just hate the choice of character that they gave it to. So there you go there. And then we have the Crimson Guardsman himself, who looks like he was plucked right out of 1985, pretty much. There's nothing about this figure that seems inherently wrong or incorrect. It's pretty much a 6-inch version of the Crimson Guardsman with some knee pads. Other than that, basically everything else is styled exactly the same, and it looks really good. I believe of the two versions of this figure that's coming out, the other one's going to be sort of a lighter red, and so this one is more accurate to the original toy, but the backpack being red is more accurate to the original figure. So I'm gonna leave that in the speculation line until I get the figure in my hand. I can't really say for sure until it actually happens. The belts are nice. The holster's nice. I mean, it's it's a pretty good figure all around. G.I.Joe Classified, the Hasbro Classified team has been really hitting it out of the park with these guys this year. I mean, we can't really say that they released a bad figure. It would be really hard to say that. Obviously, pinless joints. That hopefully I can soon stop pointing that out. But one thing I did notice is because of the Mandarin collar, your head movement is a little bit more limited than it might be on most other G.I. Joe Classified Series figures. But what I would say though is I wouldn't want more articulation there if it meant sacrificing the Mandarin collar. It's just part of the uniform. It's the way it should be in my book. So, Crimson Guardsmen are the elite shock troops of the Cobra Legions. And even though they have their own uniforms and perhaps do perform some field duty, they are actually considered to be too valuable to be just put out on the battlefield. They have to have a degree in accounting or be an attorney just to even be a Crimson Guardsman. And they are, agents provocateur and saboteurs assigned to go undercover in various professions throughout the world in America. And they have series of them that are given plastic surgery to be identical. One such series is the Fred series, and the Fred series had a few notable members in it. One of whom, Fred 7, became the Cobra Commander 4-time. You have to read G.I. Joe: Real American Hero for that story. And then I believe Fred 3 was Wade Collins, who was one of the members of Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Stalker's unit in Vietnam. His son, Kamakura, Sean Collins, has been made into a G.I. Joe Classified figure at this point. So yeah, I'm going to stop gazing at this pretty ridiculously nice action figure, and we'll get them geared up. All right, here we have two Crimson Guardsmen geared up. One with the assault rifle, one with the sword and pistol. Figured I would show them in different configurations. So I've got the one carrying the sword, holding that on the backpack, because it makes it awkward to have it on the belt here if he's trying to do a pose with the assault rifle. And then this one, which is the one we've been using for the review. Put his sword on his belt, and of course he's carrying the sword in his hand in a slightly more dynamic pose, I guess. One of the things I noticed about the backpack was it looked like this was maybe meant to mount something, but I don't know what it would be. I don't know. Doesn't look like the rifle goes on there or anything like that. There's nothing to clip in, so I'm not sure. It was an abortive thing they did. Who knows? But you know, they look great. I mean, there's nothing to say other than, you know, they look great. I mean, you do have some pretty cool ab crunch there. When you go back, of course, you're gonna have to get rid of the backpack to do that. But you have some pretty decent back crunch too. I know a lot of people have complained about the kind of roundness of this, but in the hand, it looks fine to me. I don't see any issue there. So there you go. Everything goes in rather neatly. It's not falling out of his hand or anything like that. The way the plastic is, it's a little challenging to get the sword in his hand, but it's fully in there. It's not. I'm not doing any visual tricks. It's in there. So there you go. G.I.Joe Classified Crimson Guardsmen. All right, final thoughts. G.I.Joe Classified Series number 50, Crimson Guard. I'm gonna give these guys a solid 9. I could give them 10s, but well, I'm gonna say 9. I've been really generous with 10s lately, so I'm gonna give them a 9. I think they're awesome. There's nothing really wrong with them. The only thing I guess I probably don't like is when you remove the heads, the peg stays inside the helmet, so you can't like do Tomax and Zaymot with Crimson Guardsmen outfits on, because pegs, you know, there's no peg. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm gonna go with that. A 9. I think that's a good solid review for these guys. All right, if you've been watching for a while, I want to thank you for watching, and if you're new to the channel, I'm gonna implore you to subscribe. I've got more content like this coming. I try to put up 3 to 4 videos a week. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 4, but I'm working towards a regular schedule. Next up on the channel is going to be the Star Saber review that I've been threatening for a week now. It's very important that I get that review up. So yeah, so until then, everybody stay safe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.